All right, it's time to continue on with the Leprechaun Origins, the seventh Leprechaun film in the Leprechaun series franchise, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it was released by Lionsgate and WWE Films. So as soon as I see that WWE Films, majority of their stuff's crap. So I wasn't too excited for this one. I also heard a lot of bad things about this one, but this was my first time actually seeing this movie. So yeah, it was released April 22nd, 2014, starring Dylan Hornswoggle Postel. He's like a guy who has dwarfism who made a career in wrestling and stuff, and yeah, got offered to play a troll, or a leprechaun, sorry. Yeah, so produced by Richard Lowell and Mark Beanstalk, written by Harris Wilkinson, and directed by Zach Lepovsky, who's done other films like Freaks, the 2018 Freaks film. Yeah, Dead Dead Rising, Watchtower, Tasmanian Devils, Itsy Bitsy Spider, a few other like okay movies, like nothing too special. Leprechaun Origins follows four friends who go on a trip to Ireland and try to like go off the beaten trail a bit away from like the main touristy areas. And they end up spending the night in this small town in Ireland. And the bed and breakfast, where the cabin where they're staying at, seems to be surrounded by this weird rocks and stuff, which is a little odd. And the townspeople seem pretty odd and like observant of them coming to this this cabin in the woods type deal. And yeah, sure enough, they do have a secret. There is these weird creatures living outside of the within this formation around the cabin, and yeah, and would you behold, it's a leprechaun. Now this one takes it's not the Warwick Davis leprechaun type deal. This is like the actual dark history version of a leprechaun. It's more like when you see the creatures, this is your basic creature feature survival type film. Um, but when you see the creature, it looks really weird. Like doesn't not what you expect a leprechaun to look like. But this one also goes more into like the darker side of folklore and try to be more totally different than the actual leprechaun. So this may be a little misleading to people, but Leprechaun Origins, some Leprechaun stories have these dark type tales. So I can see the direction they're trying to do something different and pushed in a new direction if they could. So they tried it and failed epically. But yeah. So this one sort of like kind of goes off that folklore more than the your stereotypical leprechaun, which is what the last like six films did. So, but yeah, but they fumbled hard on this film too because this is your a creature feature. So, a lot of people are like excited to see what the new leprechaun looks like, and yeah, it looked like the creature from The Descent had a child with the creatures from Sleepwalkers, and yeah, all you need is some purple light shining out of the guy's butt, and it would have worked perfectly. But yeah, so but and it didn't seem menacing at all. It was just like a lot of close up, out of focus shots. You don't really get to see a good representation of the creature. And the odd times where you sort of make it out, it's not that menacing. It looks like a humanoid thing, and but it's not menacing at all. They definitely didn't bring anything new to the table. It has simple gags where like one of the chicks has a gold tongue ring and it rips it out of her mouth and stuff. And then they actually kill her, which is hilarious, which is like a comedic part. But um the big problem with this film is that one, you don't care at all for any of the characters. They're all just your stereotypical nonsense characters, and that you don't feel anything for. Yeah, the creature is terrible. Um, I like how they went for the practical effects and stuff, but everything was so out of focus and weird and shoddy cam, sort of like death tunnel and stuff like that. It's hard to depict what it you're trying to do, and they try to make it look way more menacing than it actually was. It ended up being way more tame than I was expecting this film to be, and yeah. the locals I found were probably the more entertaining aspect of the film, which is that was like a shining light in a bleak, bleak film. Um, yeah. So the local people who played the locals and stuff did their parts well. People who played the four like 20-year-olds stuck in the cabin were pretty terrible. um, yeah, and all the gags were just simple, stupid gags. Like guy gets his spine ripped out, which you can clearly tell. They didn't even pull the whole thing out. They just pull out like a little bit, and it was just like, oh, okay. And then try to make it look menacing that way, where it was. Yeah, so it's your typical sci-fi channel type creature feature done with more practical effects, but then also you get this random gold vision, which is stupid. Like to try to do it like a predator wise and probably make it as a joke. And then they also rehash some lines from the original to make it somewhat connected, which actually just makes it 10 times more discombobulated and everything like that. It just didn't go well. Um, Overall, I thought this one was a huge bore, and it didn't change anything. Like I know a lot of people hate this movie and stuff like that. I like the fact that they tried to do something completely different, but they tried way too hard to make it look too dark and creepy and stuff, where it ended up just being a boring mess. There's nothing really cohesive, stays together, and is a waste of time. So yeah, Leprechaun Origins is quite disappointing, and sadly, this could have had potential if they put it with the right director and stuff. But this guy makes a Psycho reference in the behind the scenes film of some scene in Psycho apparently where they rip the spine out, but like I don't remember seeing that in any Psycho movie. What Psycho movie was he watching? Anyways, Leprechaun Origins, complete disappointment. Definitely agree with what most people are saying that it's probably the worst one in the series. Yeah. So, with that, Leprechaun Origins, I'm gonna give this one a 1 out of 5, only because some parts were funny, amusing, not in like what it's intended to be, and this is just a bad movie in general. So I'd stay away from it for the most part, unless you really want to see what an old school looking leprechaun would be without any humor and a whole pile of disjointed storytelling of people who don't know what they're doing. So yeah, Leprechaun Origins, stay away from it. It's not that good. Um, yeah, for once, I agree with the masses on this one. So, um, yeah, there's a trailer link down below if you're really interested in seeing what I'm talking about, or if you can't remember what the movie you totally forgot, which I don't blame you if you did. It's linked down below. Also, my Instagram's always linked down below. I post clips of films I'm going to review in the future on my story. So make sure you follow me there. I also had the title and a hashtag, so you can find it, guess what I'm watching. If you're just curious to see what I'm watching, I'm going to be reviewing soon. Check that out for a clip. Also, I put um, the subgenre of film in the video clip as well, just so you're aware, in case it's something you're not interested or something. So yeah, make sure you follow me on Instagram, stay in the loop. Like this video, share it somewhere people can stay away from it, and yeah, make sure you subscribe because you never know what I'm going to talk about next. I'm probably going to close off the Leprechaun series on the next one, but who knows? And yeah, comment down your opinion. Put your opinions down below in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys thought about it. Do you agree with that it's not that great of a movie, or do you absolutely despise this movie? Do you absolutely love this movie? That'll be interesting to hear. Someone say that. But yeah, comment those down below as well. And also, if you have any other films I want to hear my opinions on in the future, comment those down below as well. I'll try my hardest to get to them as soon as I can, and if I can find them. So, yeah, Leprechaun Origins, definitely probably the worst in the series. So now that one's out of the way, I got one more to do. Hopefully I do that in the next one. So, but we'll see how it goes. All right. So till the next review, cheers.